Today we are starting with a concept that let's suppose when we provide thermal energy, so during the transfer of thermal energy, the state or like the change of state also takes place, right? Like if we consider ice cube, so when you place ice cube at room temperature or like ice cube on any hot body, okay. So basically when you like take any object and you place on the burner, or like if you take ice cube and place on any other object, so that ice cube starts to melt due to the thermal energy provided by the body to that specific body. So the main idea that we have to discuss that during this transfer of thermal energy, sometimes it happens that the temperature of the body remains constant. So, why it happens during the transfer of thermal energy? So, why temperature remains constant? We have to study this idea. So, the main idea that we have to discuss is why.
Sir, we should write this down, right?
Yes, you may write it down during the class, or like if you are not able to note down all the points, so you may note down after the class when I send you the PDF file in the group.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because in this chapter, mostly like 95, 99% are the concept related to like theoretical concepts. So you have to like just write down the descriptions that why it is happening, how it is happening. So there is only one formula, specific heat capacity. So that's why the written work is slightly greater in this chapter as compared to other. So the question
S-
is, yes,
Sir, this is the continuation of what we were doing yesterday.
yes. Last time we discussed specific heat capacity, that is the thermal property, and this is also related to the thermal property of a body, right?
Okay, okay.
So, according to this question, let's suppose if we consider the boiling process of water. So, when we start boiling up the water, so when water starts to boil, so you observe that it starts to convert into the steam, right? So there is a state change of like change of state takes place because water starts to convert into the gas state. So this is a change of state. So the question is why temperature stays constant during state change. So this is the idea that we have to discuss. So basically, like if we are heating up any state of matter or any substance, so when we are heating any substance during melting or boiling, because these are very simple examples in our daily life. Let's suppose if we want to melt anything, so it converts from solid to liquid. And if we want to convert from liquid to gas state, so that is called boiling, right? So these are simple possibilities in our daily life that we can relate with the change in state of matter. So let's suppose if we explain what is actually happening behind this idea, behind this whole process. So when the substance is heated before the state of melting or boiling. So, first of all, we need to know when we are providing thermal energy or when we are providing heat to any state of matter. So, actually, what is going on during this transfer of thermal energy, right? So, basically, when substance is heated before the state of melting or boiling, the energy supplied is converted into, because we are providing thermal energy, so that is also a type of energy. And definitely, we know when we provide thermal energy, so something must be changed in that state of matter. So the energy we provided, the energy supplied is converted to the kinetic energy energy of the molecules. Okay, what is the meaning of kinetic energy of the molecules?
So the energy in them that allows them to move, the energy for movement.
Right. So basically, when they are talking about kinetic energy, so this is the type of energy due to the motion of a body. So if you want to define kinetic energy, so that you can easily define in simple words. Kinetic energy can be defined as energy due to the motion of a body or particles, right? If we are talking about uh, at macro level, so we are talking about bodies, and if we are talking at micro level, so basically we are talking about particles. So this is the concept of kinetic energy. And this is a very simple example. Like if we take water in some container and we place it on a burner, like on a stove or any type of heat source, electrical heater or normal burner. So after some time you observe that bubble starts to be formed in that water surface. So those bubbles are formed due to the motion of the molecules, because molecules wants to like move away from each other, and when they try to move away from each other, so they starts to form bubbles, and you observe that there are very tiny particles moving away from each other in the water surface. And it is also happens with the popcorns. You observe that when we provide thermal energy to the popcorn, so they also starts to move away from each other, right? They are colliding with each other, they are colliding with the container. So this all is happening due to during this thermal energy transfer process. So same written over here, when substance is heated before the state of melting or boiling. Like if you provide thermal energy to melt any object, or if you are providing thermal energy to boil water or any state of matter. So before melting or before boiling, like if we are providing thermal energy to water, water is not completely boiled. So, it takes some time. So during that time, what is actually happening? Because boiling is not taking place like when you provide thermal energy. So it not happens like this after 1 second it starts to boil. It takes some minutes to start the boiling process. So before that, what is actually happening? So this is the answer. First of all, when we provide thermal energy, so that thermal energy increases the speed, or like increase the energy of the motion of a body. In simple words, we can say kinetic energy of the molecules, right? So this is the first idea, that before the change in state, or before boiling or melting, kinetic energy is going to be converted into, oh sorry, thermal energy is going to be converted into the kinetic energy of the molecule. But when we talk about the change in state of the matter, whenever there is a change in the state, in the material, the temperature remains constant. Like we perform boiling, melting in our daily life, but we never notice this thing, that temperature remains constant for some time during these melting and boiling process. So if temperature is constant, right? So how it is constant, and where the amount of thermal energy is actually going? When you are providing thermal energy and it takes some time to evaporate, or it takes some time to melt, so where the amount of energy is actually going, right? Because you are transferring thermal energy and temperature is constant. So why temperature is constant, and when you are providing thermal energy, so what is actually happening to that amount of thermal energy? So answer is, like if they ask this question in exam also, so you have to answer like this. First of all, temperature is related to the kinetic energy of the molecules. So first of all, you have to write your answer. The first point is that temperature is related to the kinetic energy of molecules. Secondly, during the state change process, during state change process, the heat supplied now basically second point is the answer of your question, that where this thermal energy is actually going on. So the heat supplied is rather utilized in doing work against intermolecular forces. If you remember, we discussed this idea in the first topic of this chapter. We discussed that there are strong intermolecular forces in solid. So let's suppose if you are doing melting process, like if you take a plastic body and you are providing thermal energy to that plastic body, so definitely after some time that plastic starts to melt. So basically plastic is a solid material and molecules are tightly packed with each other. So when you provide thermal energy, so that thermal energy starts to do some work against those intermolecular forces, and they starts to weaken those forces within the molecules. So the first option is the thermal energy or the heat supplied to the body is actually utilizing in doing work against intermolecular forces. And secondly, you can say that this thermal energy is separating the molecules from one another. So before boiling, before melting, this is the process that is actually going on with the molecules. Like the bonding between the molecules is going to be like weaker as compared to the previous state, and the molecules are actually moving away from each other as compared to the initial state. So in this process, you can see that molecules are moving away from each other. The intermolecular forces are decreasing as compared to the initial state. So in this whole process, the kinetic energy stays constant, and when kinetic energy stays constant, temperature also remains the same. So first point is very important, that temperature is always linked with kinetic energy. And secondly, if kinetic energy is not changing, so definitely temperature also remains constant. So this is the idea of that why the temperature of the body or why the temperature of a state of matter remains constant during melting or boiling process. It will not take change like immediately after the supply of thermal energy. It takes some time and then it starts to change its state from solid to liquid or liquid to gas. So this is the idea of constant temperature during the state change. Any question in this idea, in this concept?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I was just asking,
Hmm.
if we had to like explain it in short words, like what would we say?
In short, if you summarize this whole point, so you can just simply explain that the thermal energy is doing work against the molecules or against intermolecular forces, and those molecules are moving away from each other. So kinetic energy is constant, hence temperature is also constant. So when we solve questions from the past papers, so I will also give you idea that how to write in answers when they are asking question for different marks, right? So in notes, we have to explain in detail, and when we are going to solve the questions, so then I will guide you that uh, how much or like how many lines or how much paragraph you have to write down for your answer in questions of the paper, right?
Yes, okay, sir.
Like you can see, these are some MCQs questions. These are some theory questions. But this is from the whole chapter of thermal. Like we have 3 chapters, so these questions are compiled from all of the chapters, because in final exam, they will ask questions from the combined uh, concept of the thermal energy. Like this is transfer of thermal energy, and we are talking about thermal properties. This is thermal properties. This is kinetic model of matter. So let's suppose if we consider thermal properties, so you can see some questions are already cut down, because before 2023, there is a concept of thermometer in our syllabus. But like in 2023 and after 2023, this concept of thermometer is completely removed. So that's why I cut down those questions, so you don't need to practice these topics, right? I will also delete these questions from the file, so it will be also easy for you. But if you got some question that is actually cut down from the worksheet, so it means that topic is excluded in new syllabus. That was the part of old syllabus. And let's suppose if you got questions like this. Okay, question number 3 is a different concept, right? We have to discuss that idea. You can see they are asking about less dense and fall. So we have to discuss this concept. As I already mentioned, that in final exam, you will get questions from a whole syllabus. So there is a mixed concept in the paper. But if you consider question number 4, so you can see it is related to specific heat capacity. Like question number 4, a pupil adds 37 gram of ice at 0 degrees Celsius to 100 gram of water at 30 degrees Celsius. So there is 37 gram of ice and it is added to 100 grams of water at 30 degrees Celsius. And the final temperature of the water and the melted ice is 0 degrees Celsius. So no heat is lost to or gained from the surrounding. Specific heat capacity of water is 4.2. What is the specific latent heat? So now you can see they are again asking about specific latent heat. So these type of questions you have to skip, because thermometer, half of the question is correct. That is included in our syllabus, but this latent part is not included. So if you got question related to thermometer, like when you are practicing question from like worksheet or from internet, so you don't need to solve questions of thermometer, and also ignore the topic of any type of latent heat.
Any type of what, sir?
Latent heat. So if you find this term in any question, just like in this question, we find a specific latent heat. So this is not included. This is also not included in syllabus, right? So when you are practicing questions from different sources, so always check these topics in your question. If they are asking question related to these topics, so you may easily ignore that part because that topic is excluded. And if we consider further question that is included in our syllabus, so specific heat capacity, if we talk about the state change, just like we discussed that during the state change why temperature is constant, you can see there is a question, thermal energy is transferred to a solid. So we are providing thermal energy to solid. So first it melts and then it boils to produce a gas. So definitely it happens when we start providing thermal energy to the solid, it converts into liquid. And further, if you continue to supply thermal energy, it starts to convert into gas. So which statement about the temperature is correct? So let's try to find out which statement is correct for temperature. So in the first option, it is mentioned when melting and boiling, the temperature does not change. Secondly, when melting and boiling, the temperature increases. When melting, the temperature increases, but when boiling, the temperature stays the same. So C and D is not possible, right? Because we are continuously providing thermal energy. So either option A or either option B. So one of you marked option A.
So I did.
Okay. So if anybody wants to go with option B, so that is also a choice. Because the topic we are actually talking about, okay, option A. So the topic we are talking about is exactly related to this question.
Sir, it is option A.
Option A, okay.
Yes, sir, it's option A because it says that when melting and boiling, the temperature does not change, and as you've told,
Mhm.
when the states of matter changes into another, so the temperature
Stays
doesn't
the
change and
same,
it stays constant.
right? So now you can see, actually they link concepts in your final exams questions like this. So they confuse you by giving you different options. So, but you need to know the basics and it will be easy for you to find out the answer. So option A is the correct answer. And again, in question number 12, you can see there is a term latent heat is given. So that's why we ignore this question also. And we will do question number
So,
13.
sir, in that question,
Hmm.
I'm just asking, that means the A statement is correct. So
Right.
in melting and boiling, the temperature does not change.
Yes, because we are actually talking about the change in a state of matter, right? So when change in a state takes place, like if we think like normally, let's suppose if you want to like tear up pages into small pieces, right? So basically you are applying your energy or you are consuming your energy or like you are applying force on that paper to make different pieces of paper, right? So same thing happens in melting and boiling. The energy supplied to the body is actually consumed in moving particles away from each other, right? Because we know this is a very like basic and universal law for energy, that energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. So definitely if we are providing thermal energy, so definitely it will not going to be like destroy anywhere. So definitely that energy is going to be consumed by something. So the consumption of energy takes place by the molecules. Molecule absorbs those energy and they starts to move away from each other, right? And when they are moving away from each other, so the change of states takes place. Like when you are, if you take example of a candle, so when we light up that candle, so you observe that the mass of that candle starts to melt and it is moving towards the ground, right? So that is the concept of change in state. Solid starts to converting into liquid. So if temperature is changing, so definitely your energy is like going to be consumed in the change in temperature process. But during the state change especially, energy is consumed by the particles and they are moving away from each other. So that's why temperature remains constant. Okay.
Okay, sir. I got it.
Temperature changes, but it is not like all the time. Like during a state change, it helps the molecules to move away from each other. If we consider graphical representation, like we have two processes, melting and boiling. So during these two processes, if we consider the graphical representation, so if we consider journal graph for heating and journal graph for melting. So we have X and Y axis. And the first graph is the heating curve. So basically in heating curve, again, if we take the example from, let's suppose if we are taking the example of ice. So definitely it starts from some minus temperature. So let's suppose there is minus 10 degrees Celsius temperature in the lower part, because when we are marking values on the graph, so one axis is positive, other axis is negative. So if lower axis is negative, so the upper axis is positive. So we have positive 100 degrees Celsius on the top, and below that center line we have minus temperature. So initially graph starts to take place like this. There is a slight change in temperature. On x-axis, there is a quantity of time, and on y-axis, there is a quantity of temperature. So you can see the first line shows you that temperature, time, both are changing. But after some time, temperature is constant for short interval of time. Then again it starts to increase until it reaches 100 degrees Celsius. So let's suppose we take a ice cube, and that ice cube is at minus 10 degrees Celsius, and we are start providing thermal energy. So when we are providing thermal energy, so due to that thermal energy, that minus 10 degrees Celsius reaches 0 degrees Celsius. And when we got this straight line, so this straight line shows you that there is a melting process. So during this melting process, temperature is constant. And then after some time, the graph starts to increase towards the 100 degrees Celsius value. So it means temperature reaches 100 degrees Celsius. So there is a change in temperature. And when it reaches 100 degrees Celsius, so 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling point of water. So at 100 degrees Celsius, it stays at that temperature for some time, and then it starts to convert into the gas or into steam. So this constant line shows you the process of boiling. Because water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So when you reach the value of 100, so it stays that at that temperature for some time, then it starts to convert into steam and the temperature of the body starts to increase. So this is the graphical representation for heating curve.
And sir, the